Welcome to this live broadcast for 2024 European Mountain Bike Orienteering Championship and also this year's first round out of the CX80 World Cup. The venue is here in Ostróda, Poland. It's the northeast part of Poland, and actually this part of Poland is called the lungs of Poland. As you can see on the picture, it's very refreshingly green. I would say both pine and beech forests, and it's also have a lot of lakes around this part of Poland. The path network will be quite dense for the athletes, and I would say moderately hilly. As you saw up in the picture, my name is Linus Rapp, and I'm gonna guide you through these competitions. It will be 4 days out of this European Mountain Bike Orienteering Championship that starts up today. I would say at these competitions, it's in mountain bike orienteering, it differs if you are allowed to make shortcuts in the forest. Of course, you always need to have your bike with you, but here in Poland, it's generally allowed to do these shortcuts as long as it's not cultivated land. It will be interesting to see how much shortcutting the athletes will do, since the soil is a bit sandy and it's not certain it will be the fastest route choices to make shortcuts. So we are today starting off with the sprint distance. The first athletes have actually already started the race, and we are gonna focus on the women's class in the beginning. And as you see here, we are seeing the start list. So the first ladies, Anna Kachuk from Poland, has been out in a minute, and then the athletes are starting. And on the women's side, actually, there are quite good athletes starting early. We have on the next page Henna Saarinen. You see there, bib number 92, 1023. And it is that it's four starting groups with the best ranked starting in the last group, and it's lottery inside those starting groups. But we have, as I said, Henna Saarinen, Camilla Sögaard, and Marika Hara going early, all those three, because they don't have six competitions to have their ranked results from, and therefore they start early. It will be quite good for us, I think, being able to see how those put the times, and then in the last starting group we have also some of the favorites. But as I said, Henna Saarinen starting 10:23. She won the world championship in sprint distance in Lugnet Falun 2022, and she took, I think, the bronze medal last year. And Camilla Sögaard, I'm not certain if I even need to tell what she have done in mountain bike orienteering world, but she is a veteran with a lot of medals. I think she has 4 world championship gold medals, 4 European gold medals. She also have won the overall World Cup. So also she is looking like maybe she can put a good time in the beginning. 10:31 she starts, and then Marika Hara also. And here you can see a bit from how far these race are, 5.9 kilometers, and as I said, moderate climb. I would say 100 meters, not too much, and they have 19 controls at the women's class. The men, they have 6.6 kilometers, a bit more climbing, and one more control. And we will have a TV control from the forest, hopefully at for the women it's control number 9, and for the men it's control number 8. So approximately after half the race, and we will also have live results. So if we don't see everyone out there, we can also check the live results to see if some of the athletes have been there. And you saw 5.9 kilometers for the women today, but in the optimal route choice that the organizers have checked from the course, it's 8.3 kilometers. So it's not the shortest route choice. As I said, they are able to make shortcuts, but that was what the organizers think is the best route choice. So they will be having around 20 to 25 minutes this day. Last year at the World Championship, Karina Nurminen won ahead of Emily Benham Kvåle. Actually, none of them are starting, but Henna Saarinen, as I told earlier, she was number 3 there. And at the European Championship, which was also last year, Sara Ilihitanen was second behind Karina Nurminen, and Veronika Kubinova from Czech Republic was number 3. So I would say sprint distance in mountain bike orienteering, it's quite easy to think that you should go super fast, but it's more important for the athletes out there to have the foresight, to know exactly where to go, so they have a good flow. They don't want to brake too much, they don't want to turn around, they don't want to go in on the wrong path or track, and making good route choices all the way. Because as I said, 20 to 25 minutes, they have time to work, but it's important for them to feel that they are not making any mistakes, and it's just being able to ride on out in the forest. And as you can see on this path, it's quite sandy. This path also, it's nice weather in Ostróda, around 22 degrees. It can become some rain and some lightning actually later in the competition, but we are not seeing that probably, since the runners are going. It will probably be in the afternoon. We have had our first starters, Anna Kachuk from Poland, and Lilu Pali from France started after her. And here we have from the forest, I think it's control 56, control number 9. Anna has been out in 7 minutes at the moment, and not thinking she would be there quite so early, but we are starting to look at the control and waiting for the athletes. So the second starter, Liu Pai, will probably, I think she's a better athlete than Anna, but we will see. In mountain bike orienteering, I would say we have some of the favorites, but it's very, very important to just keep on pushing all the way, and hopefully you should find your way. So Lilu Pai, she won the junior sprint world championship, actually 2019, and has been in the under 23 class 4th and 5th at some of the races in the under 23 world championship. So she was or is still quite a big talent, but have not had the top results as a senior, and it's quite a big gap often. And actually, there are quite a lot of, I would say, veterans or old runners doing mountain bike orienteering. I think perhaps the last starter, Ingrid Stengard, is the oldest, 48 years old, but a lot of people are over 30 years old and holding a lot of this routine. We will also, of course, try to, even though we focus on the women's class this earlier on, because they are finishing earlier than the men, we will try to keep control to what happens, which are leading in the men's class, and give you that information. And I can tell you that in the men's class we also have one really big favorite. He is the reigning European and world champion from last year, Krzysztof Bogar, the Czech. Actually won quite big differences both at the World Championship and the European Championship. We also have the number 1 ranked in the world, Wojciech Ludwig, He was second at the World Championship at the sprint distance. He also took some gold medals there in the long and the mass start. And I would say one really sprint specialist, the Estonian, Lauri Malsros. He was third both at the World Championship and European Championship, and he is almost every time getting the best result at the sprint distance. And they have, as I said, a bit longer, 6.6 kilometers, and the optimal route for them will be around 9.4 kilometers. So we will be waiting for them a bit, since they are starting. The last starter in the men's class is 12:04, and here we see the finish line out from the forest. The CX80, which is the World Cup name also, and there will be 3 World Cup rounds. Here we get to see actually Anna Kachuk making a small shortcut in the forest. We saw it for a short while. I think she was heading to control number 6 or 7, so she's closing up to control number 9, where the TV control should be. And still no men there either. So this is the like most exciting wait before the athletes start to come, and then it will be high speed full all the way around to, well, as I said, 12:04 starts the last men. Then they should have 20-25 minutes, so around 12:30 we should know which will be the European champions at the sprint distance 2024. And looking at the results from earlier years, I would say that sometimes the difference between the number 1 and number 3 are up to 2 minutes, and that's what the starting is between the starters. So probably you should not be able to being catched up. And here we get to see, I think it's the first men to the TV control. And it looks like the Austrian, or was it the Polish Grzegorz Nowak? Could be 9:30. I'm not really certain. We were waiting and seeing if we get the time there, or if he just took a route choice, pausing the 8th control for them, and then coming back when he should have that control. So we are waiting for that. Just as in orienteering and in ski orienteering, I would say a lot of these athletes are working side by side with training, competing. And now I can see we have had some of the athletes there. Lennart Voss has been to the TV control, and Ian Nixon actually took the lead. He has also overtaken Lennart Voss from Germany. So Ian Nixon, 10:15. Here we get to see Anna Kachuk going to the 7th control. And you see having a good flow there. And going down to the 8th control, turning around. I think she's making a shortcut there. And then going up the hill again towards the 9th control. Yeah, and that's the 9th control. And it looks like she is probably going for the route choice to make some kind of shortcut into the control, or following the brown path. At this map, the mountain bike orienteering map, it's a bit different from the regular map. You see the paths are different looking, comparing to how fast they are. So here we see her, Anna Kachuk from Poland. And you saw she took the shortcut up to this control, and turning around, looking for the next route choice, and it doesn't look like she really knows which route choice she wants to take to the 10th control, stopping up there. And I think that's we're probably gonna see that from the earlier starters. She not having this foresight, knowing exactly where to go, and she was there at 14:44. We also saw one more athletes, I think, coming there, but not. Yeah, we see her coming. Could it be the second starter, Lilou Pai from France? I'm not certain. Coming towards the control. Yeah, definitely taking a new best time. Almost catch up Anna 2 minutes. So 1:42 ahead of her. And as you saw, the difference between Lilou and Anna, Lilou looked like she had more foresight. Didn't take the shortcut into the control, followed the brown path, which means it's a path, but it's not as fast. And as I was saying earlier, if you see that the path is really big and it's faster, and it can be really important. It can differ a lot from small path comparing to coming up to asphalt road. It can actually in mountain bike orienteering be that you gain time going a lot around. So we will see how the later starters are coming to this control, but it looked, and the time also said that Liu had much better flow and pace and control. She knew exactly where to continue to the next control, so I think she would probably be ahead of Anna in the finish. Here we get to see another starter, and I think it can be probably one of the men. It was not. Yeah, it was Teodora Tabakova. That's a really big lead. We also have seen in the men's class Gregor Novak taking the lead. So Teodora Tabakova taking the lead 2:34 ahead of Lilou Pai. That's a really good time. She has overtaken Dorothea Stekan from Germany and taking a great lead. And we are quite soon gonna see. We're gonna have Henna Saarinen to the starting line. So now we see that they are coming down to 10 minutes here to this control. Yeah. We have also had in the men's class Antonio Mariani out here, 8:58, taking the lead 16 seconds ahead of Polish runner Gregor Novak. And then we are waiting for Stanimir Belomashev, the world champion at ski orienteering. Doesn't have that merits in mountain bike orienteering. It will be interesting to see how fast he can be out in the forest. But as I said, he's more famous for what he has done at the skis. He has also been doing cross country at the World Championship. He's been there, so Stanimir, a great skier and strong athlete. We will see how he manages to take on this Polish mountain bike orienteering terrain. Here it looks like we have someone making a shortcut again. So you see they are taking some shortcuts and they are jumping off the bike as fast as they can and trying to run up to the control. But I think that it probably is faster to come from the other side, taking that. Actually, she's biking all the way out here in the terrain, in the open terrain. It's starting by 80, Romana Kubinova from Czech Republic. She will be around 40 seconds behind Teodora Tabakova. Having good speed coming up there and just turning around to the next control. So 39 seconds behind Teodora. A good start from Romana. And that's, I think, if it looks like that already, probably the stronger bikers will also do some shortcuts, staying on the bike, trying to find the best. I would not say path, but the best part in the forest and doing the shortcuts. So probably it will be good to make shortcuts. Here we get to follow two athletes towards the first control, and you see they are going. Shaturska is doing a mistake. That's Alexandra Shaturska from Poland. And we also have Kristina Kosareva from Bulgaria taking the black road. And even though Alexandra did some mistake, she is ahead of her. So it's probably, or it is faster to try to go a bit more straight to the first control. And then we see here if they will stay on the path to the second control. She continues through the control and taking the control. So you see, as I said, it's important to find the flow and just keep on going. Quite easy beginning, I would say. And then coming into the third control, she turns around, going out to use the bigger path, even though it's a bit longer. And then going in, you see she goes over the line to the other side, so she can, actually it looks like she missed the path, but so that she can, her plan was to go into the fourth control, being able to keep on riding out to the fifth control. So even though it may look like the same, if she would have come from the other side, then she would have had to turn around at the fourth control and losing time there. So that's probably why they are thinking that way. And we see Kristina Kosareva, the Bulgarian, have taken the sixth control and coming towards the seventh control there. Not certain actually exactly how she is biking to the seventh control, where the GPS can jump a bit. Looking at the TV control or the live control, Regimantas Kavaliauskas taking the lead in the men's class from Lithuania. He's 33 seconds ahead of Antonio Mariani. So Regimantas is also a ski orienteer. It looks like Kristina Kosareva, not certain where she wants to go up in the forest, losing crucial time there. I think that's not how she had planned that leg. So you see, even though you're thinking of shortcuts, you need to find a good port to go in, and it's not easy to find that. And we also see one more biker. It looks like they're doing this route choice. Quite a lot of them. So we will see. I think when we're looking at Kristina, who's coming here, has jumped off the bike, I think she's losing clearly time here. So, yeah. Running a bit. These shoes, the biking shoes, are not the best to run with, but it's able to run anyway. Turning around at the control. And we see athlete coming from the other direction also. That's one of the guys coming there. And you see, they are not stopping punching the control. This is the SI. Actually, this is Kristina Kosareva. I think there was some other Bulgarian athlete before her. So she will be around 3 minutes behind the leader there. As I said, they are just like almost dragging their SI card over the control. It's able to take the punches around 1 meter around the control, so you don't have to stop. So that's also something that changed the sport a lot, when you didn't have to stop at the controls, because if you're then able to go through and keep the flow and keep the pace up, it's better to do. Here we get to see someone going at the small path on the other side of this semi-open area. also takes time, but everything takes time coming to this control. Yeah, we see the German, number 46. That's Sebastian Anders taking that control. And Sebastian has been out in 10 minutes, so then he will be around 2 minutes behind the Regimantas at that control. Being chased by, we have some of the Polish home athletes starting there. Number 104, it looks like. That's Dorothea Steckan, also a German. And she has had some issues here in the beginning, being more than 10 minutes behind Teodora Tabakova at this control. So, and looking at the times for the women and the men, the first starters have actually been out in 25 minutes. And as I said earlier, it's ranked, so the first starters should not be the fastest, but should be heading towards the finish soon. There we see number 49, that's Damian Hyla, the Polish, the home athlete. He has actually caught quite a lot of time, but still around a minute behind Regimantas. And here we get to see someone running straight through this semi-open area. So you see, it's possible to do almost everything here coming into the control. And I think it can be the Finnish athlete. See. Yeah, Siri Rasmus, number 90, 120 behind there. And then we know that just, I would say, 8 minutes behind her started Henna Saarinen. Here we get to follow the Swedish Tilda Palm, taking the left route choice to the first control. And going in from the left side there, a bit longer, and then having to turn around. Yeah, turn around at the control. So just 2 minutes behind Tilda, Henna Saarinen started. Taking the third control in there and actually continuing through that control, taking the smaller path there, taking the fourth control as she planned, and then continuing to the fifth control. So staying on the path. So as I said, you are able to make shortcuts, but being able to bike quite fast on the path, and it's a bit slower in the terrain. So Tilda going the best route choice also here to the sixth control, and then we will see to the seventh. I think she will go down and take it from the south side, so she can continue out to the eighth control later. So at the moment we have actually had Teodora Tabakova at the TV control again, and then she is behind. So the leader in the women's class is Romana Kubinova from Czech Republic. She is there 154 ahead of Lilu Pai. And in the men's side, Regimantas Kavaliauskas is in the lead ahead of Antonio Mariani, 33 seconds. And I think Tilda Palm, she has been an outstanding junior. Has been at the top in the Junior World Championship. Also having a good younger sister, Minna. She is actually continuing there. Here we see next Finn. I think it can be Silja Yli-Hietanen. Looking at the time, how she is compared. Yeah, actually, she will take the lead ahead of Romana. And she was running there. 22 seconds, new lead here for Silja Yli-Hietanen. And then we know Tilda Palm started only 2 minutes behind her. And then Henna Saarinen, the world champion from 2022. So now we're getting better times. So, new leader for Silja Yli-Hietanen. Can it be Tilda coming here already? Not certain. I don't think so. Oh. It's a runner that has been passed. Can be the Austrian Lea Nilika. I think. Who was there then around 2.5 minutes behind the new leader Silja Yli-Hietanen. But we are waiting for Tilda Palm and Henna Saarinen. So the young Swede should probably come first there. and it will be very interesting to see what time she can set. You see here, we follow her GPS coming down to the 8 control. It looked like one of the earlier starters took a bit of a shortcut down there to the 8 control. So we will see how Tilda manages to go towards this control. And then we have number 9, the 56, up on the semi-open area. And often the GPS is some seconds behind, so probably Tilda is a bit further in the terrain. Yeah, we see here she leaves the path and goes straight down. And I think that probably, can it be Tilda Palm? Yeah, it's the blue and a bit yellow Swedish dress, Tilda Palm. And the time has gone out for Silja Ylihitanen, but coming probably around Romana Kubinova, making a shortcut here into the control. And you see it's a bumpy ride going in this semi-open area shortcut. But a good time for Tilda Palm. She will be around 30 seconds behind here. So Silja's start is really good, and Tilda and Romana is about the same seconds behind. And then we know that Henna Saarinen has around 1.5 minutes to take the lead from Silja, and I think she will be interested in doing that. It looks like someone has had a miss happening with the bike down there. It's also very important in both mountain bike orienteering and ski orienteering to keep the equipment whole. So they have tubeless bikes or tubeless tires, most of the athletes, but still going this hard and fast in the forest and going straight, it can be really tough for the bikes. And I think this is the Finnish lady, Henna Saarinen, the world champion from 2022 in the sprint distance, have had some back issues, not being able to compete as much as she would have liked. And I think it will be tight for her to be ahead of her teammate. I think she will be some seconds behind coming into the control. Looks like she's staying on the path, going around all the way into this control. A small shortcut there, but being able to stay on the bike all the way and pushing the pedals hard down. And then we see some of the male athletes ahead, but Henna Saarinen is coming here, and she will probably be just with some 2 seconds behind Silja there. Yeah, 3 seconds behind, so she's definitely in the race. She has had a stable start. I was probably expecting a bit faster, but we will see. It's half the race, so it's important to have power left in the legs. So that's the leaders at the women's TV control, Silja Ylihitanen, ahead of Henna Saarinen, and then we have Romana Kubinova and Tilda Palm, all those runners in 32 seconds. So then we know that around after Henna Saarinen, we had Elvira Larsson starting, also a Swedish athlete who has been a good athlete, not at the top, but bringing home some podium places. Here we get to see her, Elvira Larsson, coming down towards the 8th control and doing the same route choice actually to the 7th control. They are doing going the right route choice into the control and turning around, seeing as that is a bit shorter. They are making that choice. And then I said 6 minutes after Elvira, we had Camilla Sögaard, who have, as I said, won 8 championship gold medals and also the overall World Cup. And she is lacking. She only has 5, and she needed 6 races to have ranking. That's why she's starting this early. And we see here also Elvira. Yeah, Elvira having to stop a bit. Looking like she is having a good time. Probably around the other Swede, Tilda Palm, perhaps a bit before her, but some seconds after the Finnish ladies who are in the top at the moment. Looking at the men's class, we have had the first racers into the finish. Gregor Novak is in the lead there, the Polish athlete. He has actually passed Antonio Mariani with 8 seconds. So 27:31 is the leading time in the men's class. And we are still waiting for the first women coming into the finish. You see here, Elvira, she will be around 30 seconds behind the leader out there. So she's had a good start and pedaling hard, and you heard her breathing hard and just keeps on going. And after that, we have, here we get to see number 98. Lilou Pai has come to the finish. The French lady is probably taking the lead then. Around, we should see what time she had in the finish. But she has overtaken the first starter from Poland, Anna Kachuk. You see here some athletes. It's also not just seniors here competing. It's also the European Youth Championship and also the Junior World Championship. So that's why we see more athletes than we have seen in the senior classes entering the finish. 32:45 was the time for Lilou Pai, and I think she was 2.5 minutes behind after half the race, so probably will lose some time. Here we see the Danish, the big star Camilla Søgaard, and she has also taken the same route choice as Tilde Palm to the first control, going out in the left route choice and using this big path. Can it be that she is going shortcut all the way? That will be actually she take the control, and looks like she is having some quite a difficulties already to the first control. That is not the start that you want. Looking at the GPS, she has probably taken the control there and going down to the second control, but she lost seconds there. Camilla Søgaard, who has been the world champion many times, and she knows with routine that it's no meaning stressing up from this. You see the pace she's going with here on the path, but definitely a mistake there in the beginning, and probably losing important seconds. So we will see when she comes towards the 9th control how she is standing up to Henna Saarinen and Silja Hitanen. Going up to the 5th control at the moment. And she has been out in around 8 minutes, so I think she lost. We will see how much she lost, but I think that was not the start that she would have liked. But we have more Danish runners coming really strong. And you see there, Nedemlov. It's Lucy Nedemlelova from Czech Republic, and she is less than 2 minutes behind Camilla Søgaard. And I think that looking at this, I think Camilla will not be able to take any medals home to Denmark today. Actually has been looking at her results and sprint distance. She has won that, but not today. Too much mistake to the first control. And that's what we can see sometimes. This mountain bike orienteering, when it goes this fast, you really need to stay on top and be ahead of the orienteering. And here it looks like she's making a shortcut to the 6th control. And I'm not certain if it's the fastest, but I think she knows she have done the big mistake, and she knows she has to try to do something to keep to catch some seconds on her opponents. And now we have had Romana Kubinova to the finish, entering the finish actually 3:45 ahead of Lilou Pai. So she has opened that gap between them. It was 2 minutes behind between them at the TV control, and now it's 3:45. So she has kept on in steady pace, and actually 29:00. Looking at that time, seeing that she's only 30 seconds behind at the TV control, it can be quite a long sprint distance for the women today. Probably closer to 25 than 20 minutes, and that can give some hope to Camilla here, who has done a mistake but is a strong athlete, being able to get some more minutes to try and catch the time that she has lost in the beginning. And in the men's class, we have had Regimantas Kavaliauskas from Lithuania coming into the finish. And also he had 49 seconds to Gregor Novak at the TV control. And now it's 1:32, entering the finish at 25:59. And still, actually, no one better than Regimantas at the TV control. We have had Tobias Breitschädel there, only 18 seconds behind. But Regimantas looks like he has had a stable, good race. And then we know Silja Ylihitanen, who is the next really good name coming towards the finish. She has 6 minutes to be ahead of Romana Kubinova, who she was 30 seconds ahead of at the TV control. Looking here, we get to see some athletes coming up to the TV control. Can it be Camilla? Yeah, probably can be the Danish athletes. And you see the clock has taken over. She is behind. And looking at this, yeah, she has lost more than a minute in this first part of the competition coming here. I think going really fast. You see she's in good shape, but she will be behind a lot of the runners here, being 1 minute behind, coming into the fifth position there, sixth position, 1:07 behind Henna Saarinen. So Camilla still in the race. As I said, it can differ a lot between the athletes on the podium. Looking at the women's class, it was at the World Championship 34 seconds between the first and the third position, but at the men's class in European Champs, it was more than a minute. So the race is not over for Camilla, but not the start that she wanted. And it looks like we have her. Yeah, the Czech, Lucy Nedemlelova, who we saw had catched up a lot of time on Camilla, and she will probably be around the Swedish athletes there. And also Romana, around 30 seconds behind the leader Henna Saarinen here. So it looked like she has almost catched up on Camilla, and I think Camilla has left her behind afterwards, having a bit higher pace on the bike. But still, Luci is ahead of Camilla since she has done a solid technical race so far, and coming into this control and being around these three ladies around 30 seconds behind the Finnish Henna Saarinen. So taking the control there, around 40 seconds behind, sixth position. After her, we have the Hungarian Bianca Tamas. Then we have Jana Lucia Alemani from Switzerland. And then looking at probably a better time, Jana Nilika, who was fifth at the European Championship sprint last year. And then Marika Hara, the Finnish starter, who is really strong also, and also has two little competitions. She had the bronze from World Championship 2022 in sprint. And so she has definitely pace to be up there. So it will be interesting to see how they do. And we are still waiting for Silja Ylihitanen, has had 26 minutes out there now, not coming to the finish yet. So still Romana Kubinova in the lead at the finish. Here we get to see number 90, that's Siri Rasmus, coming in 1:21 behind Romana Kubinova. And we know that Siri started 4 minutes ahead of Silja. So as I said, she has 2.5 minutes now to taking the new leading time and trying to compare Siri, she was 146 behind. She was 115 behind Romana. So she has actually kept the same pace in the end of this race. I'm not certain if Siri has done a good ending or if Romana has lost some pace or some mistake in the forest. But I think it opens up for Silja Ylihitanen having control number 100 as we see in the picture as her last control. And I think going with the same pace as Henna Saarinen and being 1 minute ahead of Camilla Sögaard, it's a good race from Silja Ylihitanen coming here towards the 18th control. She will take the lead today at the moment when she comes to the finish. Looks like she may be doing a bit shortcut there to the second last control, number 18, and probably coming quite close to the last control. Yes, I think we see. Yeah, here we have her coming into the finish there. A new leader, Silja Ylihitanen, 109 ahead of Romana Kubinova. Then we know she has gained 40 seconds from the TV control. So a good ending from Silja, and a bit smile there when she gets something new to drink after the finish, looking at the map. This is how it looks when you come to the finish, looking at the map. Have I done something that could be better? But a good race from Silja Ylihitanen, and now I think 4 minutes of quite interesting waiting, because if she beats Henna Saarinen today, this could be a really good race. So we have Tilda Palm, who was 30 seconds behind her at the TV control, started 2 minutes behind Silja, and then we had Henna Saarinen, who was actually 3 seconds ahead of Silja at the TV control, and she therefore has 3.5 minutes now to try to beat her. 210 coming to the finish also. I think it's one of the youngsters. We are waiting for Tilda Palm, the Swedish athlete. As I said, the dark blue and a bit yellow on the arms, coming towards this control. She were 30 seconds behind, and the clock is ticking now. So we will see if she will be able to take the lead or coming in looking at the third or the second position. Still in the men's class, Regimantas Kavaliauskas is in the lead, leading 1.5 minutes ahead of Grzegorz Nowak from Poland in the finish. But we are looking at Tilda Palm. I think the time is starting to tick out for her. Only 10 seconds now, and she will not be able to beat Silja Ylihitanen. That's one of the youngsters again from Finland. So the clock has tick out for Tilda Palm. We will see if she has lost more time, or here we see 115. That's Tilda Palm. So she has done a good ending coming here into the finish and probably catch some seconds. Yes, she actually 17 seconds, a new second best time. And then we know she has catched 10 seconds on Silja Ylihitanen in the end. So the youngster from Sweden, Tilda Palm, keeping it together. A really solid, good race. It's tough going up against the seniors, but I think this will be a solid performance in the end. So 17 seconds behind Silja Ylihitanen. And then we saw that you can bike faster than Silja in the end. So we will wait for Henna Saarinen, the routine Finnish lady with the World Championship gold medal from 2022, and also got the World Championship bronze medal at the sprint distance last year. So I think she is looking for the medals. That's where she wants to be, and she wants to go home with them. Yeah, here we have her. I think that was Silja Ylihitanen. Yeah, Henna Saarinen. Excuse me. Taking the lead, 33 seconds ahead of Silja Ylihitanen. So she has gained some seconds there, 30 seconds from the TV control, having a good ending of the race. Henna Saarinen breathing a bit coming into the finish. Not certain what that body language says about the race. But in the lead in the terrain, in the lead in the finish, Henna Saarinen from Finland. And we are still waiting for, should see, Marika Hara, Jana Nilika to the TV control and should be there quite soon if they want to compete. Here we see Marika Hara coming towards the 8th control. She has been out in the forest in about, I would say, 10 minutes. Yes, so she would probably be some seconds behind, but I think it's a good start from Marika Hara. You should be able to see that white and blue Finnish dress coming towards this TV control very soon. Still 10 seconds for her to go. Can she be on this shortcut? We are waiting to see if her... looks like she's coming here. So this is a good start from Marika Hara also. She will be some seconds behind her Finnish teammates, but she is definitely in the race. A good start from Marika, coming in towards the TV control. Having some difficulties here with the chain, fixing that quite fast. And being able to be around 20 seconds behind Henna Saarinen and Silja Yli-Hittanen here. So you see the Finnish ladies, they are a really strong team. They will try to be pushed down by the later athletes starting. So Marika Hara has, I think, passed Jana Nilika. Here we have to see, yeah, it's number Elvira Larsson has been to the finish. Oh! Now it's really tight happening. 4 seconds behind Henna Saarinen. So just 4 seconds behind. Coming into the second position there. That's a great ending for the Swedish Elvira Larsson. And we know she has catched almost half a minute on Henna Saarinen from the TV control. So it's definitely possible to take time in the end on Henna Saarinen. So just 4 seconds behind. And Elvira also looking at the map, wondering, could I find those 4 seconds anywhere? Definitely she knows that, but it's hard not knowing there. And we see a smile from her. I think she is pleased with this result. But of course, you always want to go for the medals, and we will see how far this goes in the end. But I think with the ladies now, when we have had Marika Hara, here we get to see Ana Filipa Silva, the Portuguese athlete, coming. She has just taken the 4th control, going towards the 5th control, and looks on the GPS that she has had no problems in the beginning. Just, we will see how her pace is, how her speed in the legs and in the bike are when we come towards the TV control. Because I think now there are good athletes, but looking at the start list, I think that we will be waiting for those later starters having the best ranking. We know Nicoline Splittorff, the number 1 ranked in the world Danish athletes. She's starting in 15 minutes, and she has Gabriele Androseniene, the Lithuanian. I think she's 5th in the world ranked, starting 2 minutes behind her. Then we have Ruska Saarela and Martina Chishovska, the world champion from last year. So that's a really, I would say, in Swedish we say it's a beehive out of good athletes coming together, starting close to each other. And you see here, she is doing the straight route choice. Ana Filipa Silva going a big shortcut there towards the 6th control. Looking at the times, we are... Camilla Sögaard has been out in 24 minutes, and we know that Henna Saarinen is in the lead at the finish. She has some time towards that, but we know she was more than a minute behind at the TV control. Looking at that shortcut, I think it looks like it's quite a fast route choice to the 6th control. We know Camilla Sögaard did a shortcut, but not as far and not as brave as Ana Filipa Silva made that shortcut. So also it's easy when you have started doing shortcuts that you continue, and maybe it's not the fastest everywhere. So I think it's important for Anna Filippa to keep control over her race and not do shortcuts more than necessary, just where she thinks will be the best. But taking the 7th control there. Having some difficulties with the live results, but we know Henna Saarinen is in the lead. 4 seconds, just 4 seconds ahead of Elvira Larsson. And then we have Silja Ylihitanen at the 3rd position in the ladies class at the moment. This European Championship in mountain bike orienteering held in Poland, Ostróda. And I thought that Finland was famous for this name, the land of the thousand lakes, but also this, you see two lakes, two small lakes. The Polish also said it's the land of the thousand lakes here, so they can share it, I think. But it looks like she is doing a stable start here, and looking at the clock, I should see how long she has been. Soon out in 10 minutes. I think it's a good start from Anna Filippa Silva, since we know that the GPS is lacking a bit after. She's probably coming quite soon up to the 9th control. And the leader there, Hanna Saarinen, has 10:40, so she has around 40 seconds coming to that control. You also see between the 8th and the 9th control, that's a purple line on the path. It means that it's a tree, a fallen tree, which you're probably not being able to bike over. And could it be here? Yes, Anna Filippa Silva going up, biking on this shortcut, and she will be just some seconds behind. Can she push down Marika Hara from the 3rd position? I think she can take a new 3rd position here at the TV control. Control number 9 out of 19 controls for the ladies. Taking the control there. 19 seconds behind Henna Saarinen. And we know Elvira Larsson, she was 32 seconds behind. And she caught almost all those seconds. So Anna Filippa Silva with a good end. She could definitely be one to beat Henna Saarinen. Camilla Sögaard, I think, making a small mistake there to the 17th control, because I think she should go to maybe that's a route choice. She wants to go on the bigger path a bit and then go up to the right to the 17th control. So we see at the time, Camilla, she has been out in 27.5 minutes, and she is keeping on the path towards the 18th control, and is probably coming to the finish really soon. So we're waiting for the Danish super lady. Here we see number 85. That's Camilla Sögaard, and she has gained seconds, but she will still be behind. 38 seconds around that behind Henna Saarinen in the lead into the new 4th position. But then we know she has catch also 30 seconds from the TV control, shaking her head a bit. I think she knows that start was too big of a mistake. 27:25 is Henna Saarinen's leading time at the moment, 38 seconds behind her. Camilla still showing great pace and great strength in the end of the race, but that mistake in the beginning, it cost too much time. And I think that this race from Henna Saarinen is keeping up really well. It will be interesting to see when the later starter come, because it will be a fast and tight race today, that's for sure. And we see here Luci Nedemeliova, who were ahead of Camilla at the TV control, around 40 seconds behind Henna Saarinen. Looks like she will also be a bit too late to take the lead, but a great race from the Czech. Czech Republic is a really good nation, a strong nation. I would say that definitely the strongest nation on the men's side, and also really strong on the women's side. So it's they had the home world championship last year, and I think they took almost 5 out of 8 gold medals in the senior classes. So they are the nations to beat. But Luci having a good race and will be some seconds behind Henna in the finish. Coming towards the 17th control there. See if she continues out through the control. Yes, not turning around. I think that will be the fastest route choice. Coming there, number 82. It's Luci Nedemlelova, and she will be just ahead of Tilde Palm at the 5th position, I think, clocking in there. Yeah, exactly the same time, actually. So tied 5th for Luci Nedemlelova. And she has lost some seconds then from the TV control, but a stable race from her. Looking at the map, and I think, as I said, looking at this course, it's quite a straightforward course. And if you are strong and able to just keep the flow working all the way, making some small shortcuts, but mostly being able to keep the pace up, I think you will have a good race. Here we see the Polish, Anna Kaminska, coming towards the 8th control. Anna has been out now for around, you should see, 11 minutes, so she will be behind the leaders here on home soil, Anna. And looking at the start list behind her, we have Gabriela Gustafsson. She has been 6th at the World Cup earlier, and probably she actually has won the Swedish Championship 3 times, or the Swedish Cup. So looking at that, I think she is the good name from Sweden. But looking in the finish, Elvira Larsson has been just 4 seconds behind Henna. So looking like maybe Gabriela can have something with it. And then just 8 minutes behind her, starting Nicoline Splittorff, the Danish superstar, who is the number 1 ranked in the world. So I think we're waiting for Anna Kaminska here. You see the time has gone out for her towards this control. And actually she didn't do the shortcut down to the 8th control. And she should be used to this terrain. But it can suit some athletes are coming from, are good at different things. Some are really good at going on small paths, and some are really strong in the legs, being happy just to go out on the asphalt road. You see here, Anna was not able to bike all the way up there, losing some more seconds, coming around 2 minutes behind here. And then she would be around place 14. And we know Linus from Estonia started 2 minutes behind her, so the time has taken out for her also towards Henna Saarinen and Silja Yli-Hietanen. So we are still waiting, and it will be interesting to see Marika Hara. Yeah, we get to see her GPS. She is towards the 15th control at the moment. We know she was only 15 seconds behind at the TV control, and we have seen racers going 30 seconds faster than Henna Saarinen at the end. So Marika Hara, if she still has it in her legs and does a really good ending, she can definitely be able to push down Henna Saarinen from the leading position. So Marika Hara taking the 15th control and going out to the 16th, and it looks like we have had Jana Luscher Alemani ahead of her. 4 minutes started. She's taking the shortcut down to the 16th control. It would be interesting to see if Marika does the same. It goes takes some time doing this shortcut, but it's also quite a lot time going around. So Marika has been out now 24 minutes. Then we know she has still time towards the leading Henna Saarinen. And we will just wait and see. Looking here, it's still quite easy. So I think it's important for the athletes to have the power left in the legs and just being able now to work for these last minutes. So 26:40 is the leading time. Actually, I've had a change here. Elvira Larsson has had, at looking at the live result, she is 30 seconds ahead of Henna Saarinen. So actually the Swede is in the lead at the moment, and then we know she was 1 minute faster than Henna Saarinen from the TV control. Not really certain there with the live results, but looking at that, I think that Elvira Larsson is in the lead at the moment. So that's the one Marika Hara is competing towards. And Marika has been out in 25 minutes. You see she does the shortcut into the 16th control. And as I said, we know the GPS is a bit behind. So 1.5 minutes for Marika Hara to come to the finish to try and take the lead. We should see how it looks when she comes to the finish. Yeah, she has taken the 16th control, biking out to the 17th control, and I think she is really close to the finish. We should see if we get to see the blue and white. We know she has number 89. Jana Luscher, we saw her, she is 3:15 behind Elvira Larsson in the lead, and then it should be interesting because we saw that Marika Hara, she was definitely quite close to her in the forest. So we should be looking for number 89 coming towards this control. Control number 100. She has around 20 seconds to take the lead. So the time is tight for Marika. This could be a really good position in the end. Will she beat the Swede or be behind? Elvira Larsson definitely has ended a great race, and it looks like Marika will be behind. Coming here, the clock is ticking out for her, and Henna Saarinen 36 seconds behind Elvira. She's coming here, looking at that control, and she will go in as a new second best rider. Marika Hara coming into the finish there. And I think that says 14 seconds behind Elvira Larsson. And stepping off her bike directly. Looking a bit disappointed. Not really certain if she has done some mistake. But not 100% pleased with her race. We see that the time gets corrected. 9 seconds is the difference between Elvira Larsson and Marika Hara, which means that the Swedish Elvira Larsson still is in the lead, ahead of both Marika Hara and Henna Saarinen, and I think Elvira's race is just climbing in the ranks. Here we get to see Gabriela Gustafsson, and I think it is Algerda Michkovene. And it looks like Gabriela is it's quite close. Actually, Algerda is a bit ahead of Gabriela, taking the same route choices. So it's just a matter of being able to bike fast and reading the map at the same time. Really close here. Gabriela losing some time. Baby Algerda did some shortcut into that control, gaining some seconds there. And we know Algerda started 2 minutes ahead of Gabriela. So she should probably be quite soon to the TV control. Yeah, coming down towards the 8th control there. And we are looking at her time. She has been out in 10.5 minutes. So she should, you see at the GPS, I think it's a really good start from Algirda Michkovene. We will see if we get her at the TV control. Looking here. Could it be? Coming here. Yes, Algirda Michkovene taking a new third best time. 11 seconds behind. We should see Henna there. But we know then she is ahead of the leader in the finish. Elvira Larsson. So we have some athletes who are ahead of the leader in the finish. Gabriela Gustafsson has taken the 7th control. And we know she was some second. It looked like she was some seconds behind Algirda. So she has also had a great start and will probably be around Elvira Larsson's time at the TV control. So it's very interesting to see how this should develop. And we know Elvira, born in 97, and she has had a 4th position at the Swedish Championship. She has not been doing so much mountain bike orienteering, but she have had a really good pace. So she was doing a lot of mountain bike orienteering, and then she has had a bit of break, and now she's back and looks like she's in really, really good shape. So we will see how far this stands. Looking at the men's class, we have Armel Berthaud from France in the lead at the finish, 24:46. He's 1:13 ahead of 2nd position, Regimantas Kavaliauskas, and 3rd, the Austrian Tobias Breitschadel. He is 2:12 behind. So I think Armel Berthaud has done a good race, and we will see how that keeps up. But we are focusing on the women's class. And as I said, both Anna Filippa Silva are ahead of Elvira Larsson at TV control. It looks like Gabriela Gustafsson is coming here, and she will be around, as I said, around the same time as Elvira Larsson. So we have Algirda Mitschuvene, Anna Filippa Silva, Gabriela Gustafsson, all challengers for Elvira Larsson in the end here, making a small shortcut into this control. She is around 30 seconds behind Henna Saarinen there. So we will see how her legs look like. She's pedaling like crazy here to take the control. And taking the control there. So 35 seconds behind, just behind Elvira Larsson, the leader at the finish. Very interesting to see. And we know that Nicolene Splittorff, the Danish #1 ranked in the world, she has been out now in 3 minutes. So we're gonna wait some minutes, and just behind her, Gabriele Andrasuniene, Ruska Saarele, and Martina Tishovska started. So there will be very much contenders there also. We see Ana Filippa Silva, the Portuguese athlete. She took some small shortcut to the 15th control, and I think she has catched up on, yes, the Spanish Miren Arina Anduesa. She has almost catched up on her 2 minutes. And looking at the time, Ana Filippa has been out in 26 minutes. I think she is too far from the finish actually to take the lead. I'm not certain if she has done some mistake or if she just has starting to become tired, but looking at that, I think she will not be able to take the lead here. And we should see, because she had already catched up the Spanish Anduesa at the TV control, and so now she is behind. So Ana Filippa Silva, she has definitely done some mistake out in the forest. If it doesn't look like it's something with the bike, she's still able to keep high speed here. Maybe a shortcut, route choice, missing some kind of path, but something has been done, and she is not gonna be able to beat any of the top names here. And we should see after Gabriela Gustafsson, we had Laurent Myers starting, and Laurent is ranked 20 in the world, so she is a good athlete. We will see how fast she can be. She had Karin Gustafsson, the Swede, starting behind her, and then Ursina Jaggi, the Swiss athlete. Ursina, a really good athlete. She is 13th at the world ranking. Actually, she's a world champion at middle distance 2012. So, as I said, it's a lot of routine in these ladies and men out in the mountain bike orienteering world European Championship at the moment. So we'll see Ursina Jaggi. So she starts up this beehive with Nicolene Splittorff, Gabriele Andrasuniene, Ruska Saarela, and Martina Chishovska. And I think that will probably, it will take a lot of the athletes starting behind those to be at the podium, but we will see. I think that these are the main names to follow. And we see Ana Filippa Silva, she is definitely behind, has lost quite a lot of time. And then we know We had Algirda Michumene and Gabriela Gustafsson. And it looks like Anna Filippa, number 108. She is coming here. And then she's more than 2 minutes behind at 8th position. So she has definitely had some mistake out in the forest because the speed was good, but you see she's just biking through here, looking a bit disappointed with her second part of the race. And so I think quite close. Here we see the Spanish Miriam Arina Anduesa coming into the 14th position, 436 behind. Ursina Jägi should not be so far away from the TV control. She has been out in more than 9 minutes, and we know that the leader there, Henna Saarinen, had 10:40. So the Swiss athlete is probably quite close in the terrain if she has had a good start. Here we get to follow Karin Gustafsson, the Swedish who started 2 minutes ahead of Ursina Jägi. And looking at her time, then it should be probably, yeah, it has already passed. So she is behind both her teammates and also the leader Henna Saarinen at the TV control. So Nicolene Splittorff, who's starting, as I said, she has been out in 8 minutes now. She is the reigning world champion in long distance. She also took the silver at the middle and bronze at the mass start. So she's very wide and very, very great. She also won the European Championship mass start last year and silver. So she is someone to really keep your eye on. 2 minutes behind her, Gabriele Andrusiniene started, and she won the European Championships 2022 long distance, and she was third at the long last year at the World Championship. Probably a bit stronger in the long distance, but we will see how she can do this sprint, this fast sprint. And looking at the time, I think, yeah, here we have Karin Gustafsson. And she is 2:20 behind. That means Ursina Jägi, who started 2 minutes behind her, she is also too late to take the lead, the Swiss athlete. And then we know that the leader in the world ranking, Nicolene Splittorff, can she be on her way already? She has number 86. We're looking at Anna Kaminska from Poland, but we know she is a bit behind. It can be highly interesting. I think we saw a Danish athlete. Could it be already that early? Nicolene Splittorff. Could it be her coming here? Number 86. Yes! Look at the pace. Look at the lead she's setting. She has picked up on Ursina Jägi already 2 minutes. She will take lead with 51 seconds here at TV1. And Nicolene Splittorff, look at the pace, and Ursina Jägi, she has no chance of keeping her back, taking the lead with 51 seconds, and then we know she's 1:20 ahead of Elvira Larsson, leading at the finish. This looks really good for Nicolene Splittorff. We get to follow Anna Kaminska again, coming in towards the 16th control, not making the shortcut there, so have looking at her GPS. She is quite often staying on the paths and not doing that much shortcuts. So 2 minutes behind Nicolene Splittorff started Gabriele Andrusiniene. Then we had Ruska Saarela, who won bronze at the middle distance last year at the European Champs and was fourth in the sprint. And then behind her, Martina Tishovska, who is the reigning world champion in mass start. So it's really good athletes coming behind Nicolene Splittorff, but she has had a perfect start to this race, taking the lead with more than 50 seconds ahead of Henna Saarinen, and not showing any difficulties passing that TV control. So Nicolene Splittorff, the world ranked number first athlete, look like she's putting pressure on the other guys and girls. So we are waiting here. Could it be Gabriele Andrusiniene? She has also really good pace in her legs, and she will definitely be there as number 2, not so far behind Nicolene Splittorff. So these ladies as I said, the beehive coming here. And she's making a bit shortcut there. Will she be able to stay on the bike? You see someone ahead of her. She has to jump off. Yeah, she's staying on the bike. And it will be really close towards Nicolene Splittorff. And just pushing down, looking at the map, staying with the foresight, with the flow, knowing exactly where to go, where to continue. She will be around 15 seconds behind Nicolene Splittorff, so this is not something that is settled yet. Gabriele Andrusinene just pedaling hard and working towards continuing this course with the same speed and fragility. So, we know Ruska Saarela, strong Finnish lady, started 2 minutes behind Gabriele. So, as I said, these athletes starting in the end, they are starting in the end because they are the best ranked. So, they should be really strong and be able to match the earlier starters. So, that was very interesting and impressive. Could it be already Ruska Saarela coming there, Finnish lady? Yes, Ruska Saarela. It looks like she has had a really good start also, rounding that tree that has fallen, having around 50 seconds coming towards to beat Nicolene Splittorff. I think she could take the lead here. Actually, Ruska Saarela, she was 4th at the sprint last year at the European Champs and maybe looking for something better here. Yes, taking the shortcut there. She will definitely take the lead here. So Ruska Saarela, now it's a new leader out in the forest. She will be there with maybe 10 seconds ahead of Nicolene Splittorff. So have done half of the course now in the lead. Of course, she doesn't know that. But, there was Ruska Saarela. Okay, so there was, I think that looking at the time, 7 seconds, we should see if it's number 91 who's coming here. Then it's still a great time, but we will see. Yeah, this is Ruska Saarela coming here. Excuse me, she will still be really, really good, but some seconds behind Nicolene Splittorff here. Around 15 seconds behind, like Gabriele Andrusinene. So they are there, 2nd and 3rd. And yeah, actually, we will see. The time took on the first finish there, but that was Ruska Saarela coming, number 91. You saw that, pedaling hard, also her through the control. No difficulties, not wondering. She knows exactly what to do when she comes to that control. So, Nicolene Splittorff in the lead, just ahead of Gabriele Andrusinene and Ruska Saarela. And we have the reigning world champion at long distance, Martina Tiszowska from Czech Republic. That started 2 minutes behind Ruska. And we are looking for her. And we know she has around 1.5 minutes on her. And then we have... she can't come there, I think. Martina Tiszowska. The clock is ticking faster than I know. But I think we should see what time. I think that Ruska's time could be a bit wrong there. But here we have Martina Tiszowska. I think it's a good start from Martina also. Definitely a good start. And I think that Ruska's time might be the wrong. And then it's a new leader here, Martina Tiszowska, the Czech athlete. Won the World Championship long distance last year and taking the lead here at TV Control. So we are, I'm putting a bit of asterisk on Ruska Saarela's time there, but Martina Tiszowska, she is in the lead. So, as I said, this beehive, they are the top 4 now, and looking like they have a bit higher pace than everyone else that we have seen here. So we will see how the starters behind could do. So behind her, Antonia Haga should start. And then Valerie Kamererova. And here we see some other athlete in some other class. So I was just wondering there for a minute if someone could be that fast, but no. We are waiting for the finish. Antonia Haga next, number 88. And we will see how she can do against the leader at the moment, Martina Tishovska. And looking at the time, we know Gabriela Gustafsson, Algirda Michkovene, she has been out in 26:50, so she should be at the finish line now if she hasn't lost time towards Elvira Larsson. So we are waiting her. So I think the clock has taken out for Algirda Michkovene, the Lithuanian. And we know Gabriela Gustafsson started 2 minutes behind her. But now we are focusing on the TV control out in the forest. Antonia Haga is the next starter who should be here. Actually, she took the World Championship silver at long distance 2018. So she has been up there, but it looks like the time is a bit too slow for her, at least compared to Martina Tishovska. So we are waiting and seeing just what is happening out in the forest. Antonia Haga, she is a bit slower. Yeah, she's coming there, rounding this tree, but she will be behind the top 4 athletes. You see 4 athletes in 22 seconds there. So it's really tight between Martina Tishovska, Nicolin Splittorff, Gabriele Andrusinene, and Ruska Sarela. And Antonia Haga, she will probably be around a new 5th best time there. So a good start from Antonia. Having some difficulties there, turning around from her shortcut, losing important seconds there, and going around all the way. You see, I think that's 10 seconds she's losing directly. So these small challenges that they face and the small choices that they make can lose or gain important seconds. So she will actually be just behind or at the same time as Henna Saarinen there. Yeah, 106 behind at 6th position. And she makes a shortcut straight out from that. That's the first one we have seen going out in that direction. Interesting to see Antonia Haga going the shortcut there, trying to catch some time. We have Valeria Kemerova from Czech Republic, next starter. Yeah, I would say she was really stable in her results last year and the years before that, but not being able to get up on the podium and looking at that as a big goal for her. But then I think we should start seeing her if she wants to be up in the front. I think that is not Valeria Kemerova. That's a Danish athlete, and it should not be Cecilie Kristoffersen because she's really fast. There we have Gabriela Gustafsson coming to the finish at the new 4th place, 56 seconds behind Elvira Larsson. So Elvira Larsson's race looking good, but we know we have some athletes out in the TV control that are quite much faster. 4 athletes, to be precise, that are much faster than everyone else. So Gabriela, with a good stable race, could maybe end up in top 10, top 15 positions in the end. Looking at the map, she has lost the time on Elvira in the last part. 1 minute from the TV control. So then we know something has happened for her. And you see they are wondering when they come to the finish. How was it? Here it looks like Valeria Kemerova doing some small mistake, and she is not in full control here. You see she shakes her head. She's a bit disappointed. Actually, it's a quite good start. She's there at 8 positions, but it's you see she is not in the flow. She's not where she wants to be. So that is a new 9th best time. And we know Constance Devier from France started just behind her. And she was with Lou Garcin and Lucy last year, actually 2nd in the relay at the World Mountain Bike Championship. So she's a good athlete, but probably will be not able to beat the leaders. Looking here at Gabriele Andrusinene, and we know Nicolene Splittorff started 2 minutes before her, so she is closer to the finish, and making a route choice here to the 14th control, quite straight to the control, not doing a shortcut in the beginning, keeping on the path. But I think these ladies, they have another speed. Nicolene Splittorff has been out in 22 minutes. It means that Gabriele Andrusinene, she has been out in 20 minutes and has taken the 13th control, coming up towards the 14th control. We will see if she makes the shortcut out to the 15th control that we have seen some of the athletes doing. And then she had Ruska Sarala started behind her, and then Martina Tyszowska, the leader, at the TV control. So very important meet. Here we get to see, I think it's Constance Deville from France. And she is around that minute behind at this 7th, 8th, 9th, 8th position. And then we have 3 starters behind her. Celine Vellenreite from Switzerland, Cecilie Kristoffersen from Denmark, and Ingrid Stengard from Finland. But important and very exciting minutes waiting towards the finish when we saw that Gabriele Andrusinene and Nicolene Splittorff, they are coming towards the finish quite soon. And you see she has more than 3 minutes, Nicolene Splittorff, so maybe not really yet, but I think she was ahead of Elvira Larsson 1.5 minutes or 1:15 at the TV control. So keeping up that pace, there will be time change between them. And we saw Gabriele Andrusinene also having really good pace and have come quite far on the course. And she was just some seconds behind, 15 seconds behind Nicolene at the TV control. So we will wait and see. I think if we're already starting to look at this control, we will have a new leader at the finish soon. The Dane will probably beat down the Swedish athlete. We are waiting for start number 86 coming towards the finish. Could it be there? I think it's Nicolene Splittorff coming there already. Will be taking the lead with more than 2 minutes. 2:20 around ahead of Elvira Larsson. 2:22 to be exact. And that could definitely be a medal. We will wait and see how the other starters just behind her will end this race. But looking calm, steady all the way, Nicolene Splittorff taking some drink. It's important to stay hydrated to the next coming races, punching out there, reading out. And this is a really good race. And you saw her pace already at the TV control, just pumping those legs. Looking at the times there, now it's very exciting minutes for Nicolene Splittorff. I think the leaders will tell her quite fast that she's in the lead and that the chasers are probably those who started just behind her. Gabriele Andrusinene, Ruska Sarla, and Martina Tyszowska. We will see how they end up here. We see Gabriele is taking the 16th control, and she is turning around as she should. We will see how she can do compared to Nicolene Splittorff, the Danish lady who has been so good, reigning world champion in long distance, and she took 3 medals at the World Championship last year. She also took the 2 medals at the European Championships, so she is so good, so stable, and so fast. We'll see Gabriele coming here, the Lithuanian star, Gabriele Andrusinene, also actually going ski orienteering. A lot of mountain bike orienteering and ski orienteers do the double up, and Gabriele has now focused on mountain bike orienteering in the end of her career and have done that so good. And coming in towards the 17th control, and we are just waiting for her. She has number 100, and we will probably quite soon get to see her towards the finish control, since the GPS is a bit behind. It looks like she's taking all the best route choices here and just working with everything that she has in her legs. I would say the athletes, they feel they have a good race when it goes this fast, when they are they know they start close to really good runners. They don't see anyone else. They just know this is going good. Here we see number 100, Gabriele Andronesiene, and she will be new second best time. She has lost more time. I think she has lost around 25 seconds more. She is now 38 seconds behind Nicolene Splittorff at the second position. So we have a new second best time there, and might be looking at the medal, Gabriele. So we will just wait and see, because we have not had any really good time to the TV control after that, and it's the only one who can put these four down. Is here we see Cecilie Kristoffersen, but she is too far behind. And last starter Ingrid Stengard, she started 2 minutes behind her, and since we don't see her, could it be her there? 93, could it be Ingrid Stengard coming behind her? Not certain. Then we should focus on her, because then she's definitely in the race. The number bib 93. I think it's a junior. I think it's a junior coming here. Yes, it's not the Ingrid Stengard coming there. So I think we have to see the white and blue finished dress. Otherwise, it is between those four runners. Nicolene Splittorff, Gabriele Androsiniene, Ruska Sarla, and Martina Tichowska between the medals today. Yes, I think Ingrid Stengard, she is too far behind. We are waiting for Ruska Sarla, the Finnish athlete who was fourth at the European Championship last year. I think she wants to go up on the medal stage today, and she is definitely in the race to do so. Then we have Martina Tichowska, reigning world champion in mass start, and she also wants to have a saying in this, so we will see how this ends. But we know that she has to be in the finish quite soon, Ruska Sarla, to be able to beat either Nicolene Splittorff or Gabriele Androsiniene. So we are waiting for her. Still here at TV control. I think that's Ingrid Stengard. No, that's one of the guys, number 24. And that should be Jussi Laurila. But I think it's more important to look at the women's now. Yeah, we see Ruska Sarla. She has gone around there. I think she has lost time. I think she will be behind. And I think that she has lost a medal there. At the men's class, Pierre Martinez is the new leader in the forest, or in the finish. 26 seconds ahead of Armel Bertos. That's the finish, the French guys. Martina Tichowska already, she is in the finish and taking the lead, and that we have the European champion today. I think I can say that without any hesitation. Martina Tichowska, 36 seconds ahead of Nicolene Splittorff, the world champion from last year at long distance. Now she is the best at the sprint distance also, and she has passed Ruska Sarla out in the forest. And then I think this is the podium. Martina Tichowska, Czech Republic, just ahead, 36 seconds ahead of Nicolene Splittorff. And then we had Gabriele Androsiniene at the third position. We will see Ruska Sarla if she can be able to do something about it. But looking at the seconds, I think that Martina Tichowska and Nicolene Splittorff, no one will be able to beat those. It's about the third position. If someone has a better ending, of course, we should wait in every athlete. But here we see number 91. That is Ruska Sarla, and she has lost a lot of time, more than 3 minutes behind now into the sixth position. Just 25 seconds ahead of Henna Saarinen. And I think she knows something has happened. Looking at her bike, can it be something with her chain? Some kind of problem, not being able to get her power out there. That's the difficulties with this sport, but I would say it's included in the sport to keep everything whole. So Ruska Sarla having some difficulties with the bike and losing important seconds in the end. So Nicolene, so in the lead, and the winner today. Martina Tiszowska, she will win ahead of Nikolin Splittorff, and I think the bronze medal will go to Gabriele Andrusiniene from Lithuania. So there are some starters behind, but all those looked like they were too far behind at the TV control, and they could probably fight for the other positions. So Martina Tiszowska looking very pleased. Here we see, can it be Antonia Haga who has done? Yes, she started 2 minutes behind Martina Tiszowska, and looks like she maybe went around to the 14th control, and she is far too long away from the finish to be able to do something about the top positions. She had a good start, but I think she has lost too much time there. Even though there are some times between Martina Tiszowska and Gabriele Andrusiniene at the third positions. But Antonia Haga coming here and taking this control, this path towards the 16th control. We'll see if she makes the shortcut into the 16th control or going around. Looking at it, I think the shortcut, as I said, is the fastest, and no other route choice is really comparable. So we are fighting with the live results, but Antonia Haga, she has been out in, we should see, 25 minutes, so she will not be able to do something about the best racers, and we know that Gabriele Andrusiniene had around that time, so she has too far to the finish, and she's making a bit shortcut there, not going all the way. So Nikolin Splittorff had 24:12, Gabriele Andrusiniene 24:50. So we will see which racers who can beat them. 24:50. We have actually, something has happened with Martina Tiszowska, and she has mispunched. Martina Tiszowska, the Czech Republic athlete who I said would be the winner, she has mispunched. Ingrid Stengard has had some grave mistake, but Martina Tiszowska, she is out of the race. So now again it looks like Nikolin Splittorff, she will be the gold medalist. Gabriele Andrusiniene, she is second and will take the silver. And then we are looking who can take the bronze. Antonia Haga still has the chance. At the moment, Elvira Larsson, the Swede, is there. So I think here we see at the TV control, Martina Tiszowska was at the lead, but she has mispunched in some control. She is probably looking at that, but I think she is to take out of this competition. Looking at this, Valeria Kamerova, the Czech, is closer to Antonia Haga than 2 minutes. So it will be interesting to see Antonia Haga. How could Valeria Kamerova do in the end? Because she was still 30 seconds ahead of Elvira Larsson at the TV control. So the bronze that Elvira is holding, grasping for in her hand, is definitely not clear. We know she has done a great ending, but we will see how she does towards these athletes. And behind her, yeah, we see Constance Devier. She is around the same time as Valeria Kamerova. Here, number 88, that's Antonia Haga, coming in 3:28, 3:30 behind. So she is 3:30 behind. We know Elvira Larsson was 2:30 behind, so we know that Valeria Kamerova, she has 1 minute to try and beat Elvira Larsson, and I'm not certain if she will be able to do that. She was definitely ahead of Antonia Haga, but was it that much as 1 minute? So number 79, the Czech Valeria Kamerova, could she be able to come soon? We are looking for her. Number 79, she has 30 seconds to go now, and this is the last control, and just pushing some seconds more to the finish line. Elvira Larsson's third place looking better and better. We will see, because these two, they were ahead of Elvira at the TV control. not their runner. And I think, starting to say that, looking at who can beat her, Cecilie Kristoffersen, she was behind. I think Elvira Larsson looking like she can take the bronze medal today. But definitely, Nicolin Splittorff, we say big congratulations to the European champion. And the silver medal goes to Gabriele Andrusinene. And we are still waiting for 79. And we also know that Constance Devier, she was around 2 minutes behind Valeri in the forest, just as they started. Here we see Valeri Kemerirova coming in towards not the 7th position. She has lost too much time, putting down Gabriela Gustafsson and taking the 8th position. And I would say Constance Devier, who started 2 minutes behind Valeri, I think she will not be able to beat Elvira Larsson. And I'm not certain if anyone will be. I think that the Swedish camp can start focusing maybe on going to the medal ceremony for Elvira Larsson's sake. So the finish from Elvira Larsson, we knew it was good, but we will see with the last ladies. Then we should start focusing on the men after that. At the lead, at the TV control, we have Pierre Martinez, Timo Kaksonen, Noah Schrieder. Here we see Constance Devier. And I think that the time has not... Okay. She has around 20 seconds. But you see, compared to Kemerirova, she will be behind Elvira Larsson. She will not be able to take the bronze medal today. And Ruska Saarela has actually had... I beg your pardon. The time for Ruska Saarela has changed, but she's still 4th. And here we see Constance Devier. Could it be? I think... I don't want to say too much because then there are just some seconds between them. 2:30. It's very, very close for this third position. It looks like she is 2 seconds from the bronze medals today, Constance Devier. But was that really her? Was she so fast in the end? Looking at the number bibs, it's a bit strange today because they are having the same all week. That's why they don't have following numbers. Yeah, Constance Devier, we see here 2:30 behind, looking like she's missed the bronze medal with 2 seconds, but having a great ending. We should see, because I want to see that we have had some issues with the timing, with the times today, and we have had some... that's why we can't say precisely who will be. I think looking happy there. Can she be 3rd? Yes, looking at that time, she is actually 3 seconds ahead of Elvira Larsson. Constance Devier, I don't want to say too much, but I'm working with the screen here. And then we say Constance Devier from France taking the bronze today, just pushing down Elvira. And you see it's 5 runners between 12 seconds about the bronze medal. So a lot of athletes there just shaking their heads. I couldn't find those seconds out in the forest. But Nicolin Splittorff taking the gold medal, that's for sure. Gabriele Andrusinene taking the silver medal, that's also for sure. And only 2 athletes that could be able to beat Constance Devier, but they are far behind at the TV control, so they have to do a Superman ending to try and do something for the bronze medal. Otherwise, it looks like Constance Devier from France taking the bronze medal, just 3 seconds ahead of Elvira Larsson, and 9 seconds ahead of Ursina Jäger, Ruska Saarela, and 12 seconds ahead of Marika Hara. So that's the list at the moment. And I think, of course, Cecilie Kristoffersen, she was 2 minutes behind at the TV control. Celine Wellenreiter, she were further behind. So I would say Cecilie Kristoffersen, she can still come into that group of times. And if she can come into the group, we know she can definitely be the first of them. But the clock is ticking for her. She has been out in 25:20. She has around 1 minute to be able to beat Constance Devier for the bronze medal. So we will see. It's changed a lot here from the TV control, and as I said, quite easy in the end also. So do you have the power left in your legs and being able to push really, really hard? You can find time, you can find some seconds, and perhaps beat some of the other athletes. But we saw Ingrid Starngard, the last starter, she was 7 minutes behind. So, if in about 30 seconds we know exactly where the medals will go out today. The gold will go to Denmark with Nicolene Splittorff. The silver will go to Lithuania and Gabriele Andrusinene. And it definitely looks like the bronze will go to France. Here we see number 12. I think it's one of the guys. Yeah. Wojciech Ludwig. 8 seconds behind. Actually, Pierre Martinez had a really good start there. Yeah, he's 13 seconds behind. So Christophe Bogar there at 5th position. And now I can say Constance Devier, she is the bronze medalist in the women's race. So we congratulate those 3 and start focusing on the men's class, because now the really good men have been out in the TV control. And as you just saw, Wojciech Ludwig, the first ranked in the world. He was there 15 seconds behind and looking like it's a tight race even for the men today. Starting behind him was Luca Dalla Valle from Italy, but at the TV control, I would say in the lead there is the French Pierre Martinez, and in the lead Teemu Kaksonen in the finish. He has 23:47, 11 seconds ahead of Bartosz Nibelski, the home guy from Poland. And here we get to see, is it Laurila? I think it can be Jussi Laurila coming towards the 17th control. You see they have a bit different controls. And not turning around, continuing there to the 18th control, and we'll be going down to the 18th control and then turning around. So we saw Christophe Bogar looking here. Jussi Laurila, I'm not certain why he is doing that shortcut. You see, he was 45 seconds behind at the TV control, and I think he's not gaining time there. So we will see. As I said, Pierre Martinez, he was first at the TV control, but he has lost quite a lot of time to the finish. He's 6th at the finish line. And then we have Teemu Kaksonen in the lead at the finish, and he is 2nd at the TV control. So a good race from Teemu Kaksonen. Just 2 seconds behind him at the TV control is Ignas Ambrasas from Lithuania. Lithuania have already gotten 1 silver medal today. And Ignas Ambrasas, the youngster, he is trying to look at something more. Here we see Luca Dalla Valle from Italy coming to this, and he's 45 seconds behind at the 18th position. So really tight between the races there. And we will see. So Ignas Ambrasas is 3rd there. He won the under 23 World Championship last year in, I would say, long distance. And see here, number 24, he comes, Jussi Laurila, and he will finish there as number 7, 49 seconds behind Teemu Kaksonen. And we saw Jussi, he were already 45 seconds behind at the TV control, so probably has done some mistake in the beginning. Behind Jussi Laurila, Jonas Vitautas Vildis started, and he were only, we should see, towards Teemu Kaksonen. He was 25 seconds behind Teemu Kaksonen at the TV control. We will see. And then we have the big names. Wojciech Ludwig. He is 4th at the TV control, only 8 seconds behind. Christophe Bogar, 5th, only 14 seconds behind. So those 2 big Czech guys that has been, I would say, almost destroying the athletes. They have been out there with good starts. We are waiting probably for the next really good time. The sprint specialist, Lauri Malsros from Estonia, just started. He took 2 bronze medals at the sprint distances at World Championship and European Championship last year. And looking at the last control, we will see Jonas Vitautas Gvildis if he is on his way to this control. But as I said, the big favorite, Krzysztof Bogar from Czech Republic, he is 14 seconds behind at the TV control. He's reigning world and European championship in the sprint distance. So he is in the race, and we know he's really strong when he is able to bike out. So I think if he's just in it in the end, I think he will be really hard to stop. We see here the time has gone out for Jonas Vitautas Gvildis. You see some youngster of the Swedish team, and Jonas has lost time on Teemu Kaksonen from the TV control. And we will see. Here we get to see, was it Andreas Waldman? Yeah, Andreas Waldman there at 1:10.24 place. And we know Wojciech Stransky started just behind him 2 minutes, and that's another Czech name that is really good. And still no Jonas Vitautas Gvildis. Wojciech Stransky is the reigning European champion at middle distance. So these Czech guys, they are not easy to be tampered with. But we will see. Still no Jonas Vitautas Gvildis, and behind him Jakub Skoda from Czech Republic started. Also him a great ski orienteer. But we will see. He is 8th at the TV control, and he is often around that position, 10th position. He's a good mountain bike orienteer, but lacking those last seconds often. We will see how he can do today. So we are waiting for those athletes. We are trying to keep control over this. There we see him, Jonas Vitautas Gvildis, and he has lost a lot of time. He will be just ahead of his teammate Regimantas Kavaliauskas in the finish at the 15th position. And then we have, they are leading at 7:30, so that means that Wojciech Stransky, he is actually behind. Here he comes, Wojciech Stransky. When I talk about him, he has lost some seconds. Around 45 seconds behind there, and I think it's a bit too much time actually for Wojtek to lose in the beginning. So we will see. Behind him, Jeremy Pour started, the French guy, who was actually 6th position at the World Championship Sprint last year. So Jeremy, he could be really strong at this sprint, and we are looking for the French guy. Because he has around 1 minute now to be at the same time as the leader in the finish, Teemu Kaksonen. And we know that's a French guy leading out here in the forest at the TV control, but Pierre Martinez has lost a lot of time in the end towards this. So it can suit the French guys, this Polish terrain. So leading at the time 23:47 in the finish for Teemu Kaksonen. Still Poland at the 2nd position in the finish. Here we get to see Wojciech Stransky. Could it be Jeremy Pour also? And this is the finish of the course for the men. There we have Tomi Nykänen started behind Jakub Skoda, taking the other route choice to the 18th control. So we will see. And here we have, I think, Jeremy Pour. Yeah, he's 40 seconds behind. So some seconds behind there. 14th position. And behind him, the Estonian Lauri Malsros. As I said, the sprint specialist who got away with 2 bronze medals last year at both World and European Championship. Tomi Nykänen, we are waiting for him, but he will also be behind his teammate Teemu Kaksonen. So Tommi Nykänen, and then after him, Ignas Ambrasas, the Lithuanian, started. And we know he was only 2 seconds behind Teemu Kaksonen at the TV control. So we are also waiting for number 40, Ignas Ambrasas, to see if he have ended this race good. Tommi Nykänen has lost quite a lot of time. He was only 12 seconds behind. And he's coming here, Tommi, pedaling hard, but he has lost time. He might go into the new 9th best time. Yes, 1:12 behind, just pushing Andrian Jagi down with 1 second. As I said, Ignas Ambrasas, the Lithuanian, if he has kept his pace, he has 40 seconds now to beat Teemu Kaksonen, and he was 2 seconds behind in the forest, and it will be interesting. I think he is here! Ignas Ambrasas! Yes, he will take the lead! The Lithuanian! It looks like a really good Lithuanian day today. Ignas Ambrasas taking the lead with 20 seconds ahead of Teemu Kaksonen, and then he has had a really good second part. Oh, look at him. He is tired. He has taken everything out in his body today. Ignas Ambrasas. This could be really interesting to see how this holds up. He was, as I said, won the under 23 World Championship last year. Ignas, that's a happy face for him. Yes. I think that's the best feeling, coming to the finish and hearing you are in the lead. So Ignas Ambrasas pushing out there, and he he is second out in the forest and first here in the finish. So we will see. We know Wojciech Ludwig and Krzysztof Bogar were just some seconds behind him, and they have still 5 minutes to work on. Actually, Krzysztof Bogar started just 2 minutes behind Ignas Ambrasas, so he has not 5 minutes. That was Wojciech Ludwig. So Krzysztof Bogar, starting number 8, the reigning European champion, the reigning world champion. He has not so much time to beat Ignas Ambrasas today. We are waiting for him. That's not Krzysztof Bogar, the Czech guy, the Czech master. So we will see. Number 8, Lauri Malmsros has started here, and it looks like he has done a mistake to the 8th control. Yes, I think so. And you see Samuel Pokala started behind him, and he's already almost catched up on the Estonian. But I'm looking for Krzysztof Bogar. Probably have not the seconds on his side if we don't get to see him. And here we see Lauri Malmsros and Samuel Pokala. So I think Samuel Pokala can have a really good feeling there, getting to see Lauri Malmsros back and knowing I have had a great start. And these two could perhaps help each other towards the finish line. So you should see Samuel Pokala will probably be some seconds behind Teemu Kaksonen and Ignas Ambrasas. But we are not getting to see Krzysztof Bogar yet. That means he will be behind Ignas Ambrasas and Teemu Kaksonen. So I think that Krzysztof Bogar has had some difficulties in the forest. And then we have Kari Kaskinen and Wojciech Ludwig. So here we see Lauri Malmsros and Samuel Pokala. And here we have him, Krzysztof Bogar. He is in the finish. What time did he have? Interesting to see. I think he is. We are just waiting for those times to get in. Looking at the map, I think, wondering maybe if he has lost some time. A little smile there, trying to read his body language. We are going back to the finish and waiting for, we should see. Wojciech Ludwig is some minutes away, I think, still. He has around 2.5 minutes to beat Ignas Ambrasas and Teemu Kaksonen. So here, after Samuel Pokala, we should have the Italian Fabiano Bettega. who actually ended the season great last year with double World Cup victories at home soil in Italy. And here we have Andrea Haga also towards the 6th control. And he started 2 minutes behind Fabiano Bettega. And Andrea Haga only have 2 starters behind him. But here it looks like it's the Italian. No. Yeah, can it be Fabiano Bettega? Yes. No, that was some other runner. We see the time has already taken out for Fabiano Bettega. So he will be behind here. And probably not being able to catch those times because we know Ignas Ambrasas, Timo Kaksonen, they have ended this grade really good. And here we see Italy, Fabiano Bettega. And he will be more than a minute behind here at the TV control. So not the start that Fabiano would have liked. And still looking like he's in control over his orienteering. But he is a bit behind here. And we are still waiting for the exact time for Krzysztof Bogar. We're not certain. We see Andrea Haga taking this right route choice to the 7th control. He started 2 minutes, as I said, behind Fabiano Bettega. And we will see how this goes. I think looking at how far he has come, and he has 1 minute, I think he will be behind. Here we have Kari Kaskinen in the finish also. So sadly no time, and we know Wojtek Ludwig started just behind him, and we should be able to see him soon if he should beat Ignas Ambrasas, the Lithuanian, in the lead at the moment. So we see Kari Kaskinen walking away, and we get to follow Andrea Haga again at the GPS. So we are waiting. Here we see number 100. Who can it be? Wojtek Ludwig. We're waiting. Starting number 12. And I think if he hasn't been here, he is behind. Yes, Ignas Ambrasas still in the lead. Timo Kaksonen still at the 2nd position. And one after another, the big Czech guys. Wojtek Ludwig, he will be behind. Bartosz from Poland is still at the bronze position. So we will see how this can end. But Ignas Ambrasas starting to get a bit nervous, I think, because being able to beat both Krzysztof Bogar and Wojtek Ludwig coming here. He's filming his race, putting it up on YouTube probably. We will see if he can check that. Maybe not putting it up directly to tonight, but if he has done some mistakes, we could probably see it at YouTube later. I think he has lost some time there, so that's not the result he wanted to come in here. But Ignas Ambrasas is in the lead ahead of Timo Kaksonen. Okay, now we can. Now I have some times. Actually, Samuel Pokala is in the lead at the TV control, and Andrea Haga just 4 seconds behind. Ignas Ambrasas is 7 seconds behind there. So the Finnish athletes are wanting to challenge Ignas Ambrasas, the Lithuanian, and we should see here who's coming behind Andrea Haga. Can it be the Lithuanian Jonas Maiselis? We should see not that athlete. We are waiting for him. So Jonas Maiselis, he's also a really good Lithuanian, ranked 13 in the world, and he was actually 4th at the World Championship long distance already 2014. So he has been in the game for quite a while, and you see the clock is ticking now. And a lot of racers, very tight here in the beginning after 7.5 minutes. And Jonas is a bit behind. And just one athlete started behind Jonas Maiselis. It's Martin Kanta from Czech Republic. So we could quite soon close this control and focus on the finish. But as I said, out here in the terrain, Samuel Pokkola, you see him at 2nd position, Andrea Haga 3rd position, Timo Kaksonen 4th, Ignas Ambrasas 5th. And we know Pierre Martinez has done a big mistake behind this. So we know it's very tight between the Finnish and Ignas Ambrasas. And here we see Jonas Maiselis coming and pedaling hard, but he is too far behind. He's already over a minute behind, and that won't be able to catch that time when we know that the leaders are just there with 2, 3, 5 seconds between them. So Jonas Maiselis, not certain if he has had some mistake. Then we know Martin Kanta from Czech Republic, he has just 50 seconds. And here we see Luca Dalla Valle into the finish, and he started 2 minutes behind Wojtek Ludwig, and we can wait to see his time. I'm not certain, but I think he is some seconds behind, because he was a bit behind at the TV control. Here we see Samuel Poccola. I would say the leader at the TV control, since we know Pierre Martinez has done mistakes. He's going here to the 12th control and just going straight there into the control. We will see then if he takes the left or the right route choice to the 13th control, and then going a bit round and going towards the finish after a while. So we will see he's coming here, and compared to Pierre Martinez, who was in the lead at the TV control, and we know he has lost some time, but he is only 50 seconds behind Ignas Ambrasas in the finish. So Samuel Poccola still looking like he's having a great race, but we will see. He takes a bit shorter route choice here, but going on a bit thinner path, so a bit slower path, I would say, but not certain which is the fastest here. You see Pierre Martinez is going in the other direction. Here we have him, the last starter, Martin Kanta from Czech Republic, and he is also around that minute behind. So I think that the ones who could challenge Ignas Ambrasas should be Samuel Poccola or Andre Haga from Finland. So there we have Martin Kanta, 104 behind, 27th position. So Andre Haga, we know he took the silver at the mass start at the World Championship last year. And here we get to see Pierre Martinez, as I said, we can count him away. Samuel Poccola, Andre Haga, those are the ones who could challenge Ignas Ambrasas, the leader at the finish, who is fifth here. Timo Kaksonen is second at the finish, just 20 seconds behind Ignas Ambrasas. We know Wojtek Ludwig, we know Krzysztof Bogar, they are behind in the finish. So these Finnish guys, Samuel Poccola, and you look at Pierre Martinez shortcut there. Very interesting to see. Could it be there he lost some time? Or did he actually gain time there towards Samuel Poccola? We will see. It's not so easy to say. It didn't look slow, but we know he is behind in the finish. So we will just wait and see what happens. And we saw Luca Dalla Valle, he came to the finish at 10th position. And you see Wojtek Stransky, he is probably behind, because, yeah, looking at the time, he definitely looks like he is behind. And we don't see Lauri Malsros with Samuel Poccola. Perhaps he could be together with him still, working together. And he takes the 14th control, perfect. We'll see if he goes straight to the 15th control, trying to just pass that tree that's laying on the path, or going the left route choice, quite a bit longer, but on probably faster paths. So Samuel Poccola, he has been out in the forest for about 18 minutes. And we know that Ignas Ambrasas was in the lead with time, I should say. Timo Kaksonen had 23:47. I'm sorry, I don't have Ignas Ambrasas time, but he is around 20 seconds. So 23:25, somewhere around there is the leading time at the finish at the moment. You see Samuel Poccola takes a straight route choice, making a shortcut probably there around the tree and into the 15th control. And I think there we saw why Pierre Martinez lost a lot of time, because he was quite close with Samuel Poccola at the 13th control, but then didn't go. He didn't know exactly where he came out on the shortcut, I think, and having big issues at the control. And this race from Samuel Poccola, the strong Finn, it looks really good. So we will wait and see Samuel Poccola, how he can end this race. And there into the finish, Wojciech Stransky, number 14. And I think he was also behind. He was quite a bit behind at the TV control. So Samuel Pokkola, he won the world. He was world champion 2022 at mass start. He also won the championship in home ground in Finland 2021 with mass start and middle. And he was the European champion last year at mass start. So Samuel Pokkola, he is a great athlete, and it looks like he's having a really good race out in the forest. Seeing if he will be able to do something about Ignas Ambrasas. And he started 6 minutes behind Wojciech Stransky. Between them, Jeremy Poix and Lauri Malsros, which we know he had been caught up by Samuel Pokkola almost 2 minutes at the TV control already. So we will wait and see. Here we see Samuel Pokkola coming towards the 17th control. Then we'll be interesting to see if he turns around and goes to the left route choice to the 18th control, or continues on the path and goes right to the 18th control. So those are the most interesting men. We know Samuel Pokkola, Andre Haga, they were seconds ahead of Ignas Ambrasas at the TV control. And here we see is it Jeremy Poix could come to the finish, yes, and he is 4 minutes behind. So that means that actually Samuel Pokkola's time is already out. No, it's wrong. Actually, I'm sorry. This Austrian time is wrong. So he is not 4:07 behind. He's more like 1:45 behind. And then Samuel Pokkola has around 2 minutes to beat Ignas Ambrasas from the throne at the moment that he's sitting on. Maybe it's a cut down tree somewhere in the forest. He can sit on it and just wait those minutes, looking at his big first medal. Could it be the gold, or could it be something else? It's two Finnish guys that are working the hardest to do something about that. Samuel Pokkola and Andre Haga. So we should see. You see, Pokkola took the left route choice to that control. And I think it looks like he has had really good pace. I think we will see Samuel Pokkola quite soon to the finish. He's coming to the 18th control here, but as I have said, the GPS is a bit behind. So Samuel Pokkola, start number 26. And he has been out for 22 and a half minutes. And we know that 23:20. So he has around 1 minute to beat Ignas Ambrasas. Samuel Pokkola takes that control perfectly. And we will see. He is really close to the finish now. Samuel Pokkola. How can it be towards Ignas Ambrasas? We are just waiting to see. Here is coming Samuel Pokkola, the Finn, and he will take the lead ahead of Ignas Ambrasas. Don't worry about Georg Keller. Samuel Pokkola taking the lead with 30 seconds ahead of Ignas Ambrasas. And that could be the gold medal, Samuel. Yeah, he was the world champion, as I said, 2022. And he was the European champion last year at mass start. It can be another gold medal home for Samuel Pokkola. But Andre Haga still in the race, still out in the forest, wanting to do something about that. So Samuel Pokkola sending that was Ignas Ambrasas down to the silver, and then Timo Kaksonen is at the bronze position now, and the home guy Bartosz Niebielski from Poland is now 4th position. So no medal to Poland today, but there can be a lot of medals to Finland. We are waiting and seeing. So the next starter after Samuel Pokkola was Fabiano Bettega. Here we have Lauri Malsros, but we know he have had big issues out there. The Estonian, this is not what he planned for starting this race. Looking very disappointed here, coming to the finish, having some big issues in the beginning of the race, and also must have been passed by Samuel Pokkola somewhere Not certain if they had different route choosing or if he didn't have the pace for the day. But Samuel Pokala had the race, had the legs, and had the pace today. So we will see if we will have him on the top when we end this competition. Only 4 starters behind Samuel Pokala, and I think the time for Fabiano Bottega is soon gonna be out. So we are looking at Andre Haga starting 2 minutes behind Fabiano Bottega. Can he do something about his Finnish teammate? You see Lauri Malmros talking to Samuel Pokala. It looks like one of them is more happy and the other one is more shaking the head. So, of course, Samuel Pokala feels that was a great race. Getting to see I'm number 1 in the finish, and knows it's not so many starters behind me. So, definitely a medal. Could it be the gold? Very interesting to see how Andre Haga should try and do this. So we have Fabiano Bottega started between them, and then Andre Haga, number 21. He has been out in 22 minutes. And that means he has around 50 seconds to try and beat Samuel Pokala. You see Samuel is 147 behind Georg Keller in this graphic, but the graphic is wrong. Samuel Pokala is the leader, so you take away that first time. And then we know Fabiano Bottega is at the moment 120 behind Samuel Pokala. It means that Andre Haga has 40 seconds to try and beat Samuel. And then it was 30 seconds down to Ignas Ambrasas, 35 to be precisely. So he also have time there. And then between Ignas and Teemu Kaksonen at the bronze medal, around 20 seconds. So we will see. Andre Haga, who was actually also him. He has taken the silver at the World Mountain Bike Championship last year. Here we see Fabiano Bottega, but we are more interested to see Andre Haga starting 2 minutes behind him. And I think the time is taking out for Andre Haga at the moment. I think that Samuel Pokala is gonna be the winner of today's race. Because if I counted correctly, and we did not see Andre Haga, he has had 23. Yes, Samuel Pokala. I can say it already now. He is the European champion at the sprint distance. And can Andre Haga do something for the silver or the bronze? 35 seconds between Ignas Ambrasas and Samuel Pokala. Oh, actually only 30. I counted correctly. 30 seconds between them. So we have to see Andre Haga new soon, or he has lost time. We are waiting at the number 100 for number 21, Andre Haga. Can he be on his way? I think actually Ignas Ambrasas, I think Teemu Kaksonen. We see him here. He's coming here towards Teemu Kaksonen. This clock can be a bit tight, but I'm not certain. It looks like he will be just some seconds behind, taking the 4th position. 4 seconds behind Teemu Kaksonen. So he has lost some time. He gave it his all, and it's a 4th place today for Andre Haga. So the winner, Samuel Pokala. 2nd position, Ignas Ambrasas, the Lithuanian. The 2nd silver for Lithuania. And then we had at the 3rd position, Teemu Kaksonen, also Finland. I said it earlier in this broadcast. The Czech guys are the guys to beat, but it looks like the Finnish guys are the guys to beat. So we are waiting there. We have Jonas Maiselis and Martin Kanta still in the forest, but we know they were more than a minute behind at the TV control, and they will not be able to do something about the top 3 racers. So Andre Haga punching out there, checking that he has every controls, and probably wondering, where did I lose those seconds for the medal? Coming in at the 4th place today. So he is, I think he's a guy, Andre Haga, looking for his first gold, and he still has good shots the week to come here. So tomorrow we are having competitions also again. So we will have competitions Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But Samuel Pokala from Finland we see here Jonas Maiselis, but he is too far behind. The second last starter, Jonas Maiselis, is coming towards the finish. Actually, I may have spoken too fast. Andre Haga now, looking at the time, 2 seconds ahead of Teemu Kaksonen. So then I don't know why he looked so disappointed. But looking like the bronze medal goes to another Finn, Andre Haga, just ahead of Teemu Kaksonen. And I am sorry for that. I were looking at the times, and we know it can differ a bit. And he looks like he has some seconds on his side instead of losing. So then it looks like Samuel Pokkola wins ahead of Ignas Ambrasas and Andre Haga. And Bartosz Nibelski coming 5th position, 107, just 13 seconds away from the bronze, the Polish home athlete. And I think it's nice to see that the Polish athlete looks good here. And here we have Jonas Maiselis, the Lithuanian. And I think he is coming to the finish with an okay race. He's coming 14th. But I think he will be more happier when he hears that Ignas Ambrasas is second today, winning the silver medal. So 2 medals, as I said, for Lithuania. Jonas is punching out there, and we know Martin Kanta from Czech Republic is the last starter, and he is not to the finish yet, so he will be behind. And we should see which position we should take him in at. But Samuel Pokkola, he can have a party tonight. No party, but still some cheering and enjoying maybe some cake. And then just reloading for tomorrow's long distance. Very important for these athletes to just come right down, get some muscle soreness out of the legs, and just start filling up for tomorrow's long distance, because long distance in mountain bike orienteering is heavy, and you see the weather, it's warm, it's tough, and it is very demanding. So we're waiting for Martin Kanta, but here we get to see the results, the final results. Samuel Pokkola winning ahead of Ignas Ambrasas and Andre Haga. Yes, Martin Kanta, still waiting for him, but it looks like he will not be top 10. And I think if we said that before, yeah, now that was another racer in another class. As I said, we have different racers out there, just both junior and youth. So we are not just seeing the seniors. Martin Kanta is behind Andreas Waldman from Austria at 15. Jakob Skoda, his teammate from Czech Republic. And you see as the clock is ticking, the positions is also ticking away from Martin Kanta. So the Czech will, who had actually a third place at the World Cup round 3 2022 at the sprint distance, has not had the best race today, and is probably just coming into the finish a bit disappointed. So tomorrow, as I said, we will have the long distance, and I think the ladies are already resting and just trying to get away from the sun. It's a pressing heat in Poland at the moment, as we might look at some lightning starting in some time. But what a race we have had today. And looking first at the women's class with, sadly for Martina Tiszowska, miss punch, and ending there with the Constance Devier coming in at the bronze medal, just 3 seconds ahead of Swedish Elvira Larsson. And of course, Nicolin Splittorff, Gabriele Andrusinene, Martina Tiszowska showing extreme pace, extreme shape for coming races. And Martin Kanta, I think he has had a really bad race in the end. Maybe just felt he didn't have it today and started to slow down a bit, or a big mistakes technically, but because he should not be this far behind. So more than 4 minutes behind today for the routine Czech guy. So we will see tomorrow. As I said, Nicolin Splittorff taking the gold today, and we know she is gonna go. I think she's gonna go for all the golds. So we will see. Gabriele Andrusinene, the Lithuanian, definitely wants to do something for that. Also Martina Tiszowska and perhaps Ruska Sarala. It looked like she had some issues with her bike. So she was definitely in the race for the medals before that, losing sometimes in the end. So we will see. Because Constance Devier at the bronze medal, 2:25 behind Gabriele behind Nicolin Splittorff, and then 1:40 behind Gabriele Andrusinene. So quite big time differences. And as I said in this mountain bike orienteering, when you are really able to push it and having the legs for it, you can gain a lot of seconds in the end of the course, keeping it together. There we saw Stanimir Belamashev at position 46. And we will see the ski orienteer, as I see him, more than mountain bike orienteer, if he likes it better. But tomorrow is a new day, and it can be a better day for him. Here we get to see Martin Kanta. As I said, coming here, looks like he knows he had some difficulties. He's not pleased with the day and did not go 100% full speed all the way. So I think when I say this, that the Czech guys were a bit of a disappointment today, I think they will come with more focus tomorrow and try to do something about that. Both Krzysztof Bogar, Wojtek Ludwig, they are so good, so that they don't want to be 6th and 10th position. They want to be at the medals. But definitely the Finnish team has worked well with the preparations for these races, finding the best route choices. So here we get to see it. Samuel Pokala winning the European Sprint Championship ahead of Ignas Ambrasas and Andre Haga. And those are the top 3 today. Timo Kaksonen, Bartosz Nibelski, 5th position. Krzysztof Bogar, Noah Rieder from Switzerland, 7th. Jiri Radil, Silas Hotz, Wojtek Ludwig. That is top 10 for the men today. And they were around 1.5 minutes between them. So he was really strong in the end. Pierre Martinez had a really good race on his way, but doing some mistakes there at the 14th control, coming to the finish at 11th position. Then Luca Dalla Valle, Jussi Laurila, Jonas Maiselis, Jakob Skoda, also ski orienteer, Fabiano Betega. I think he's also want to do something better tomorrow at the 16th position. So Jan Hasek, 25th. And Wojtek Stransky also, I think, a disappointment, 27th position. See Lauri Malsrus, number 31. So there will be some guys who wants to show something different tomorrow. Also 48, Martin Kanta, the last starter, coming there. And these guys are around 6 to 10 minutes behind the winner, Samuel Pokala. So tomorrow is a new day, long distance, and we are, of course, gonna show the women also. Nicolin Splittorff taking the gold medal, silver to Gabriele Andrusinene from Lithuania, and bronze to Constance Devier. Congratulations to the top 3. Elvira Larsson, 4th, just 3 seconds from the bronze medal. Ursina Jägi, just 9 seconds from the bronze medal, together with Ruska Sarala at tied 5th position. Marika Hara 7th, she was 12 seconds from the bronze medal. And then a jump, Valeri Kamerirova, Henna Saarinen. We had Gabriela Gustafsson at 11th position, Antonia Haga 12th, Silja Yli-Hittanen 13th, Camilla Sögaard. We saw she had a big issue in the beginning, but 3:38 behind in the end. I think she's wondering, how should I find those minutes towards my teammate? And we see here, we also have Lilu Pai, started early, coming in at the 44th position. Teodora Tabakova och Dorothea Stechan ending this list. Tomorrow, as you can see, there will be a long distance, 10 o'clock, we're starting there, to 14:20, and I hope you get to follow these great competitions from Poland with us. So 10 o'clock at IOF TV tomorrow, and just go home, relax. I say that to athletes, but also those who watched, and then we will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching today. My name is Linus Rapp, and I hope it has been a pleasure.